Welcome to Reclaim Selfishness and Deregulation, exploring NSD, nervous system deregulation. I'm Dr. Bok-Ho, independent thinker, exploring organic intelligence and objectivism. 3 parts. Part 1, selfishness. Part 2, market deregulation. Part 3, nervous system deregulation, NSD. Part 1, selfishness. A guy works and saves to buy drug X to save his family, whom he loves and is crucial to his happiness, as opposed to buying drug X to save strangers or his enemies, which would be a gigantic sacrifice of his happiness, and as opposed to spending all his money at the casino, letting his family die, and destroying his happiness, and then committing suicide. A gigantic sacrifice of his happiness and life. Great. His behavior is great because it is selfish, in his self-interest. He's protecting values crucial to his happiness. He profits. He benefits himself. The other options are bad because they are unselfish, self-sacrificial. He loses. He harms himself. Someone says, no, Ayn Rand and you Ayn Rand fans understand selfishness and unselfishness incorrectly. There's good selfishness and bad selfishness. The first option is good selfishness. The second and third, or at least the third, are bad selfishness. We want good selfishness, not bad selfishness. No, according to Ayn Rand, and I agree, we need to reclaim the word selfish to refer to the bona fide pursuit of your well-being, which is a good thing, And unselfish refers to its contradiction, which is bad. Option 1 is selfish and thus good. Options 2 and 3 are unselfish and thus bad. Selfishness is good. Unselfishness is bad. Part 2, market deregulation. We need regulation of the market, someone says. For example, we need regulations against theft, so that when our guy buys drug X to save his family, others aren't allowed to just steal X from him. No. A regulation is an interference with or infringement on an unregulated market, i.e., a free market, i.e., voluntary consensual interaction between individuals, i.e., freedom. I.e. means meaning. Laws against theft are not an infringement on freedom. They protect freedom. Forbidding drug X to be sold, which in this case condemns the man's family to death, would be a regulation, a violation of freedom. Our guy and the drug seller want to voluntarily, consensually interact. The state forbids it. That's regulation and evil. And in this case, murderous. And the state stole drug X from our guy and stole money from the drug seller. If someone uses the term regulation to include both protecting and violating freedom, both laws against theft and laws that protect and initiate theft, then the term regulation needs to be reclaimed, just as the term selfish needs to be reclaimed if someone uses it to include both pursuing your well-being and destroying your well-being. Part 3, Nervous System Deregulation, NSD. Nervous chick steals drug X from our guy and consumes it, which calms her nerves, but which is also very harmful to her body. Her friend says, there are better ways to regulate your nervous system, such as exercise, reframing, and look, I just pulled from AI 20 other nervous system regulation strategies that are better than drug X. We want good regulation, not bad regulation, which is dysregulating. And the best of the best ways to regulate are to do, notice, and lean into orientation and pleasure, which over time make regulation automatic and effortless, turning it into auto-regulation. End quote from her friend. Okay, a case for calling orientation and pleasure process deregulation as opposed to regulation is that it is fundamentally different from how regulation is generally understood, which is as efforted, non-automatic self-control or influence. Deregulate emphasizes the pleasant letting go of control quality of orientation and pleasure process and avoids association to efforted non-automatic self-control or influence, and avoids the contradiction of auto-regulate if regulate means non-automatic. And deregulation is associated with the positive of market deregulation. Country X being increasingly influenced by the idea that the individual has the right to pursue his happiness, to be selfish, stops regulating people's sex lives. Gay sex is now allowed. People who engage in it will no longer be thrown off buildings. Country X deregulated around people's sex lives. Awesome. And market deregulation promotes nervous system deregulation. For example, people are no longer afraid to give and receive pleasure. No fear, so no need to manage fear. Someone says, no, their nervous systems are not more deregulated or unregulated. They're more auto-regulating. Less non-automatic action, for example, managing fear, is necessary. And country X didn't deregulate. It changed its regulations to better ones. The regulation before was bad, namely forbidding gay sex. The new regulation is good, namely forbidding gay sex. We want good regulation, not bad regulation. Better regulation, not worse regulation. And having gay sex is good selfishness. trying to forbid gay sex is bad selfishness. End quote. No. To repeat for emphasis, regulation is not equivalent to law, whatever the law. Regulation needs to be reclaimed as infringement on freedom, distinguished from laws that protect freedom. Selfishness is not equivalent to doing whatever you want. Selfishness needs to be reclaimed as pursuit of well-being, distinguished from action that does not serve your well-being. And saying they're more auto-regulating because less non-automatic action is necessary understands regulation as non-automatic, making auto-regulate a contradiction and associating it with the non-automatic. Deregulate, to repeat for emphasis, emphasizes the pleasant letting go of control quality of orientation and pleasure, and avoids association to efforted, non-automatic self-control or influence, and avoids the contradiction of auto-regulate to the extent regulate implies non-automatic. The more support for selfishness, the more support for freedom, for the right and condition of voluntary consensual relationship. The more support for freedom, the more orientation and pleasure. Selfishness promotes market deregulation, promotes nervous system deregulation. Thank you.